Okay, Texas Jim here. I'm sorry I've been away for so long, but I've been very sick. I'm just now getting my strength back. Today I have another 5-pin Kwikset. This is a bidding on the key. The lock does work. It hangs every once in a while due to the pins that are in the lock. Okay, it is locked up. So let's put it in the vise and open it up. Take a look at the pins. Get my finger out. I will try to open this lock. I may not be able to open it. I haven't opened it as of yet, or I really haven't tried that hard. But my feeling and my hands are just not as good as they used to be. You know, many years ago, I used to own about 100, well, I say own, you cannot own a honeybee. Have about 125 hives or colonies of honeybees that I sold honey off of, and sold queen bees and even bees. Let's reset that in the vise. This last, after summer was over with, I decided I wanted to get me 3 or 4 hives this year of honeybees, 4 or 5 hives, to just so we could get some local honey off of the bees. Well, with my wife's help, I had already made a couple of swarm traps for honeybees. Okay, there's pin 5. So she helped me put them out in the last of January. And I didn't have any thing to put in the trap. I didn't have any lemongrass oil put in there. So I just put some sugar water in there to start with, to try to get some bees in there, to get the smell of the bees in the box. Here's a 5-frame nuke. Anyway, I went down there 3 or 4 times and put sugar water in it because I had some bees coming to it. I went back on February the 1st and I had a swarm of bees in the box, which was surprising, which was a very early swarm. They shouldn't have swarmed that early, but they did. So I suspect that they left their home. There it is, open. Left their home where they were because of something that damaged it, or they were run out of it, or something tore it up, or it was probably a hollow tree that fell over. So I left them down there till about the February the 4th, and I went down, closed them up, and brought them home. To make a long story short, they were working good in that box. I set them about 15 foot from a neighbor's fence. It was on my property. And I heard him say something about if any one of those bees stings one of these babies, there's going to be hell to pay. So anyway, I didn't think a whole lot of it because the bees were not aggressive. I left, and we went to the store, and I come back. There's 300 or 400 dead bees in the bottom of the box and around on the ground. And anyway, the box was completely empty. No bees. See if we can get this out. No bees at all in the box. Okay, we got one there. So I suspect that something happened to the bees that made them leave again. Okay, that was pin number 1. We couldn't get the thing all the way through. So I went ahead and put my other swarm box out. That's pin 1 at the house, and I started just putting some sugar water in it. Well, all of a sudden some bees started showing back up, and a day later, 24 hours later, my wife looked up in the sky and she said, "There comes a bunch of bugs through the air." And I said, "Well, that's a bee swarm." So they come in and got back in the box, and I've had them ever since. But I moved them about 300 foot from the neighbor's fence, or close to his fence. He's about 15 foot from his fence. So I suspect that he may have done something to the bees. Let me get number 4 pin out. Number 4 pin is stuck inside. Anyway, they were not bigger than maybe a softball when I got them. Now they have increased in numbers. I've been feeding the bees and taking care of them, and so they're working real good now, going in and out. Now I got a spring hung in the thing. See if we can get it out. It's wedged in there on the pin. There comes the number 4 pin. Okay, that's all the pins in the upper. Let's see about the bottom. So anyway, I got my wife to help me put out a couple more of my swarm boxes this year, or this last week. I was feeling better. So we noticed there's been some guard bees, or scout bees coming around the 2 boxes. So there may be another swarm getting ready to come in, and it may come in now, or it may be in by now. Okay, these are all threaded. Hard to tell. Okay, there it is. All 5 chambers are threaded on the plug. They are also threaded in the Bible. See if we can get that spring out. Okay, all 5 chambers are threaded. Anyway, you cannot just destroy your honeybees. They are a very good resource to have for your pollination, fruits and vegetables. Without the honeybees, you wouldn't have anything hardly. And most of these people don't realize that you need to leave the honeybees alone. See if we can take a look at these pins now. Maybe I'll get good at this one day. Serrated key pin, another serrated key pin. This is another type of serrated spooled upper pin. An acetype pin, another acetype pin on number 3. Number 4 and 5 are also serrated. This one's kind of spooled, serrated upper pin. Another acetype pin in number 5. Okay, that's all I have today. If anyone has any locks to trade, let me know. I've got about 2, 4, 6 times 5. I got about 30 5-pin locks that I can trade now. That's all I have left. So if you need any locks, these are all challenge locks. I've got probably 5 or 6 of Kwikset locks that are not challenge locks. They're just standard. So you can let me know if you want to make a trade, because I do need to get back into this lock picking. And anyway, I told my wife the last week. I said I was feeling pretty good now. I think I'm going to try to get on that show called Naked and Afraid. She told me I wouldn't last a day out there. I said, well, one of those little gals could just cuddle up with me and keep me warm at night. And she said, like hell they will. And said, you're not going. Alright, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Please stay out of trouble. Please do not do anything illegal. And thank you again.